Alright, so you guys should see the map and should hear some lovely music. You can turn down the volume for that if you'd like, or you can. I don't know if you can stop it yourselves. I'm not sure. Either way, a couple things we're just going to quickly make sure is done correctly. Is I need you guys to make sure that you are role playing and make sure that you are clear on when you're talking in character and out of character. Okay? That way people don't get confused and we can streamline a lot of stuff that way. It's just a matter of saying in character or out of character or even just your name of character or your name out of character kind of thing. Okay? So if you could do that for me, that might help people introduce each other. Again, does anybody have anything they need to sort out on their character sheet? If not, we'll just as we go figure it out for the first little bit. Since me being such a new GM, I'm not gonna know the difference a lot right this instant. And there are gonna be people that are gonna help me, I'm sure, with doing this. So to begin, each one of you are going to, in a message to me on TeamSpeak, you're going to write a private message to me that says a reason why you might have been captured by orcs. So you're going to write a small story, nothing too crazy, just a reason why in your adventure, wherever you are, at the moment you want to say, why you were possibly captured by orcs.
Do you want us to do that in TeamSpeak or just whisper the GM in Roll20 chat?
No, just do it in TeamSpeak. So just double click my name in TeamSpeak and then type it that way, so that way I can track it a little better. And it doesn't scroll away, right? So. And the reason why I'm having you guys do that is so just in case you guys have something crazy that I can use, I'm going to use it, right? Oh boy. Okay. It's perfect. And just be aware, whatever you're saying right now is going to be used against you later. So make sure you think about it. And this is just going to be between you and me. Nobody else is going to know this. Does anybody have any relations right off the bat with each other, character-wise?
If anybody wants to start around Amphale, that's where I'm from.
I don't think anyone else has ties to the same church I do, so.
Well, I'm just saying, like, has anybody talked out of or before the game about, hey, we know each other somewhat, or we're from the same area, anything like that? If not, we're just going to assume what I assumed right off the bat.
Do orcs, like, in D&D, do, like, orcs take part in, like, would you ever have an orc in a tavern?
No, probably not. A half orc, possibly. An orc, I would say no. At least not in a tavern that's owned by anybody except for orcs and or pirates of sorts.
So they're like Tolkien orcs. They're
Well,
like their own.
there are probably very few orcs that would fit that category, but I don't think they'd be welcome necessarily, right?
Okay.
That being said, orc tribes do have half orcs that are like a part of them, either as a chieftain or as a representative. So if you wanted to go with that, in theory, you could have a half orc go to the tavern. He's just like the representative of the clan that went in to buy beer, essentially, or to scout or something. Wanted to do that.
So I need one from. So I've got Jack, Sigmund, Dookie. I need one from Smokey. Doesn't have to be crazy, guys. Just not Jorthosaurus. T-Rex. One 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect.
Um,
Okay, Smokies. Okay, now I just need Rex. Ooh.
How do I make those icons at the bottom smaller?
What icons?
Go the player avatars.
Yeah.
If you go to the cog wheel and then scroll all the way down, chat avatars go from large or regular, wherever it was, to either small or names only.
There we go. Thank you.
So almost there, and just waiting for Rex. Oh, did he go for a drink for real? As we're trying to do this.
no, I'm here.
Okay, perfect. Because I just read that thing.
If you guys don't mind, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. Be back.
Yeah, go for it. I am so pumped. Are you writing a book there, Rex, or what?
Yes, yes, I am.
Okay, point format for me.
I was. First up, I was drawing a blank, and then, I don't know.
Okay.
I tried.
Oh, yeah, okay, you just did. Perfect. Oh, okay. That's a good one. Alrighty. So, with that being said, you've all been effectively captured. You know it's by orcs, but you have no idea by who specifically or what tribe, okay? As you are traveling, you are weakened. You're in a weakened, more exhausted state because they're not necessarily keeping you, well fed or anything like that. They're just keeping you at a bare minimum to keep you moving, since you're basically their captives right now, right? So as you're moving, you are getting a sense that the temperature is getting colder. So that should give some people an idea of where you're going necessarily. All right. But as you get further and further that direction in a colder climate, at some point your party moves across something wet that you are going to assume is a river and into what sounds now like the echoes of a cavern. All right, you're all blindfolded, so you have no idea what's happening. You can only just have sensory in the sense of hearing and possibly touch, although you are bound. And you come into the scene right here. So everybody should see nothing, and now poof. Okay, so we're gonna start putting characters in here. Come on, no.
Ah!
Hold on. Yeah, if you can drag your own character while I'm trying to get this sorted. Let's get Shora in here. August and Dookie. Oh, okay. Dookie, I'm gonna delete the one you put wherever else.
My, I wonder which one is Grant's.
I don't know which one is Grant's.
I have access to token pool. I'm gonna use it. Goddammit.
No,
Okay.
it's the only anime one.
So before I start, does anybody want to try and do anything? Like any kind of perception stuff whatsoever?
Can I detect magic?
I'm going to say you're very disoriented, so probably not this instant. You're not even
Alright.
thinking really totally straight, but you would be able to see what's around or what's, maybe get an idea of what's happening in a very basic sense. If you want to try and do anything more specific with the magical stuff right now, you can, but otherwise I'm just going to continue.
Can I try and slip my bonds with sleight of hand?
No, not right now. We're going to get into something majorly in a second. It's just I wanted to see if anybody wanted to get any kind of perception. But,
Yeah, I'll look around.
okay, go for it. Who is that? That's...
Smokey, I just got back from the bathroom.
Okay.
That's a natural one.
That's, yeah. So you don't get any kind of... You're so disoriented still from having your blindfolds finally taken off and being so weakened that you're just glad that you can see again and that you're still breathing. But, so now you are met by a round or a ring of orcs with one looking kind of like a shamanish style behind what seems to be the leader, who is this axe-wielding, huge monster of a guy. And he basically says, "Ha ha 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 ha, you sad, pitiful excuse for adventurers. You are now going to be our slaves as we try to remake the greatness of the orcs and the orc tribes." Aha! And everybody, the whole group of them start laughing, right? Does anybody want to try and say anything? Because you're not gagged, you are basically just...
Oh no, he didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Can I use knowledge religion to try and identify which tribe this is? With their shaman right there, any specific markings might tell me.
Sure, go for it. So, you don't necessarily actually recognize any of the tribe. They don't seem to have anything that you know of. By that, you kind of get a sense, though, that these guys are new to the idea of being a tribe, as if they are trying to remake everything else, right? They might be from different tribes that have united into a new tribe because of whatever reason. But besides that, no, you don't actually have an idea fully of what tribe. Religion-wise, you know that they follow Grimush, I believe it is, who is the orc god of war, if I remember that correctly.
Are any of my companions elves?
I gotta double check. I don't think so. This guy, no. This guy, no. This guy, oops. Nope. No, and no. None of you are elves.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Can I say something to the orc guy?
sure, go for it. Yep. And notice I'm not letting you guys introduce each other just yet because of how things are going to progress here. But anyways, okay, go.
I tell him to give me a flagon of ale.
You think we're going to give you any kind of luxuries? Put on their blindfolds again, boys, and let's put them in their cells. So at this point, you guys are whisked away, right away, to our next lovely part. Hold on, I gotta make sure I drag all the right characters.
I will say, Geeno, you're doing a crack up job so far.
Okay, so we're just gonna do it like this. I was planning for more people, so yeah, let's do it like that. Alrighty. So you guys are brought further into the cavern. You have no idea why or where. You just hear echoes and stuff like that. You hear the echoes of this unknown tribe that you've never really seen before. Essentially echo throughout the cavern. And when you're shoved into the next part, right, you are taking your blindfolds off, and you now perceive you guys are now in cells with essentially what looks to be hay beds and cell doors. Now, does anybody want to try and do anything? You're still bound. They didn't bother to unbind you besides take the blindfolds off because they're a little lazy, it seems. And they seem to be more interested in celebrating their spoils versus actually trying to do their work properly.
Well,
I'm going to
is it dark
to the
here or something?
bars.
No, for some reason, even though the orcs can see pretty well in dim light, they've got torches pretty much anywhere, I guess, to make sure that they will have 100% an idea of who's coming and what's happening around in the caverns. So the caverns are actually lit by torches for whatever reason.
I'm gonna go up to my bars and just jiggle them a little bit to see if they maybe forgot to lock mine.
They didn't forget to lock yours. In fact, it's locked pretty securely based on what a normal cell door would be like.
Okay.
Are we still bound?
You are still bound by hands, but that is it. Your hands are bound behind your back currently.
Okay, can I use sleight of hand now to try and slip them?
You can definitely use sleight of hand to try and slip them now. And I'm trying to think. I want to say you're not necessarily very successful in it whatsoever.
Okay, I'll
you're
keep
just-
working at it.
Yeah, you just keep working at it basically.
I'm gonna see if I can use my strength to try and break the binding between the cuffs apart.
Sure, go for it.
Are there
And
keys on the
you do.
locks?
Haha!
So Smokey or Bastion successfully breaks the binds because for some reason the binds they held you with was a weaker part of the rope when they cut at that point, and it just flies apart and onto the ground.
Okay, I'm
Can I
gonna take the
use-
piece that fell out and throw it underneath the bedding that's here,
Perfect.
and I'm gonna keep my hands behind my back.
Awesome. Okay, Dookie.
Can I try and break my bonds as well?
Yeah, go for it. Make me a strength check. Wow, you have absolutely no problems. Yeah, your rope seems to be the hardest rope that they could manage to find, as if they knew you had a level of strength. And that still didn't stop you. In fact, you just, with ease, kind of separate your hands. Yeah, they're perfect. Who else? Anybody else?
Is it like obvious that they're breaking their bonds, or are they like trying to hide it?
Dookie, not so much. Bastion, yes. In fact, Dookie, as he separates his hands, one of his hands knock against the stone. Doesn't hurt him, mind you, because he hasn't knocked it that hard.
Her.
But it makes a very small echo through his cell door and kind of around.
Her,
Could I
by the
try
way.
But it's actually not enough to actually raise any alarms.
Oh, Dookie, you're a chick?
Yes, sorry. Her. Yes.
Also, I'm blind.
Who's blind?
August is blind.
Perfect.
I don't know if that's
That is
okay.
something I need to make sure that I note in my other notes, just so that way.
No. Like I literally can't see the map. I'm not actually blind.
Oh, that's weird.
Like the character himself is not blind, but
You should be able to see it. Really, you can't see it at all?
oh, okay. I got it now. It popped. It was loading, I guess, or something.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so, two of you have successfully gotten your binds undone. Jorah, you have really hard time doing it, but as you really try, the last time you managed to loosen it. You don't manage to snap it, you manage to loosen it enough to slip one hand out and then take them off at that point.
Nice.
August is gonna look around for any sort of sharp rock or sharp object he can use to possibly cut the bonds.
Let me see. What am I gonna make you do for that? Do a perception check for me for that.
Out of curiosity, how are the cell doors attached to the wall?
I mean,
Are they just on like slipped over top of pins, or are they bolted?
how well do you know construction and craft work when it comes to prison cells?
Probably not. I think I'm dumb as nails.
Well, let's see. What do you got? You probably don't have anything, do you?
What kind of check do I gotta do? Don't say a smart check.
No, you're gonna have to do a perception check for me too, Dookie. So Sigmund, you said the walls are just rock walls, right? I'm sure you could probably use any form of the wall that has a small jut on it and do a strength check in order to try and rub against that wall to break it. Now, you guys are weakened, so what that's going to actually do against most of you guys... I wrote it down somewhere. Yeah, essentially I was doing -1-ish for most of the ability checks that you guys are doing, because you're still exhausted from the fact that you've been dragged around and not fed optimally. But most of you, you're fine.
It's always my dumbest check. Perception didn't work, eh?
Yeah, you look at the door and it's secure. From all you know, it's done magically by some form of weird device of whatever kind. You really have no idea.
Fire and brimstone that holds me in my room?
The door is just a door that's locking you into you.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and make that strength check to try to rub up against it. I just needed to get just enough that I can slip the bond, so I'm not really looking for much. Just enough that I could have an easier time slipping the bonds.
I'm gonna go up to my cell door with my hands still behind my back and see if I can angle my head around to see if I can see down the hallway.
Sure. Just give me a sec for that one. That'll actually modify something for you. Okay, so you are trying really hard to rub against this rock with your bonds, but it's just, whether it's between you being tired or the fact that it's just not sharp enough and the rope is just strong enough, that you're having a really hard time doing it, to the fact where it's just not happening right now.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of keep at it until my hands start to get slick with sweat.
Perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do... You're moved up closer to the door. So let me describe the doors a little better. They are really solid wood doors with essentially what looks like a barred porthole, let's say the size of your heads kind of thing, or the size of a normal human head for anybody that is large. I can't remember if Dookie is or not. No, Dookie's medium. Never mind. So you would be able to peer through it and look around. And as Bastion does that, he gets a glimpse pretty much of just this much of the corridor, seeing that there is a torch, outside of his room, and that's pretty much it.
So, for the cantrip that I have, prestidigitation, I can create small non-magical items. Could I make a key?
You could make. Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna allow you to look around. I want you to do a perception check for me. To look around. Essentially, you're hoping that there is a stick in the hay that's around you, and there's more than enough rocks that I'm sure you could shape using other rocks. It'll take you some time to do it, though. That's the only other thing. It'll probably take you about an hour for you to make a key using the rock and this possible stick that you might find after you do a perception check.
Alright.
Yeah, so there's just hay, and that's about it. You could probably just, what you can find is rocks normally on the ground. You could probably make some kind of lockpick using the rocks, but it would take an hour to prepare and get it completed.
Well, okay, can I use prestidigitation to make a lockpick?
Is there a time thing on that? Where is that anyways? I'm gonna check it. Handbook.
Alright, just put it in the chat.
Perfect.
It's instantaneous
Oh,
and duration
okay.
for an hour.
Perfect. Cleaner soil, lighter snuff out, harmless sensory effects such as a shower, sparks. Timed.
Oh shit, it would only last the one turn.
Yeah, and it's timed, right? So it would still take, and last until the end of your turn. Yeah, so you would make it, and then it would disappear. So again, it takes an hour for that to happen.
Or it has a duration of an hour.
Mhm.
One turn is 6 seconds.
Yeah, but the timing it's going to take for him is not just going to be instant, right? Basically, he's got to. Well, I guess yeah, it would be.
It's but the end of the very bottom of the spell here, it says that you create the object, but it disappears at the end of this turn.
Okay, yeah, so it's instant. Okay, perfect.
Uh,
So you can make it, and it'll last for an hour, basically. So we'll get into that. Don't worry about that. Do you want to do that?
Sure. So I try and make a lockpick with this prestidigitation.
So presto, one of the rocks magically becomes a rock form lockpick. So, which room are you in? Do that one. Okay.
Top left.
Perfect. So are you going to go up to the door and try and...
Yep.
Okay.
Going to try and pick it.
So you're going to be able to see... all of that
Or I guess,
as well.
should I look first?
Well, as you're going over, you're going to be able to look and see pretty much all that area anyways, right? I'm going to assume.
Okay.
Is there something I need you to do? There's no lockpick thing, is there?
It'd be sleight of hand.
Yeah. So you're gonna do a sleight of hand roll for me. We'll give you. Okay. It's gonna work. So you manage to jimmy this rock-like lockpick into the keyhole, stretching yourself as you do it, and you jiggle around with it. You manage to turn it, and you hear a click, and the door goes slightly ajar.
Nice.
So now I need you to, if you're going to open it further, without alarming the one possible guard that might be around, I need you to do a stealth check.
Can I start banging on my door with my foot?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that if you want.
Why?
Are you gonna do
Shout,
that?
guard, help!
What is
Not
that
helping.
rocket? As you hear a guard kind of start pattering down the hall.
Sorry, what check did you need me to do?
Stealth.
Stealth.
Yeah, you're gonna actually have a +1 to it as well, since this guy is gonna be distracting the guard for you. So as the guard walks down the hall, because I believe it was Augustus, right?
Nope, it was Smokey.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, Smokey.
Bastion.
Smokey, well, that's even better. So the guard comes all the way around, and you guys see him move around. Oh gosh. Get out of the fire. You stupid thing. There we go. Okay, so you managed to open the door and walk out stealthily. And now you can see everything here and everything up to here. The guard comes up to Bastion and says, "What do you want?"
I gotta pee real bad.
"Shh, then pee in the corner on your bed for all I care. Ha ha ha, you silly adventurer."
Just please, I can't hold it anymore.
And the guard is just gonna laugh ha 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 ha, and start walking away. So he's going to, we're gonna say,
And then I go pee in the corner. Not on my bed.
perfect. You pee in the corner and relieve yourself. Okay, does anybody else want to try and do anything before any of the other guys get going?
Yeah, I kicked the bars down.
You want to kick the bars down.
I'm still trying to work at that rope on my hands. Can I do another
Same.
sleight of hand check?
Yes, do another sleight of hand check for me. And it happens. It was hard still. You managed though to finally get it loose enough to get your hands out. So, Dookie, are you gonna do the strength check with this guard here?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna do that. So you are going to kick the bars, and it's going to do nothing besides create a large bang and reverb. The guard's gonna be like, "You cut that out! You aren't gonna be getting out of these bars that easy. And don't make me bring the others over here, and we're gonna kill you." So while he's distracted this guard more, does anybody want to try and do anything else?
How close is the guard to me now?
He seems to be smart enough to keep his distance away from the doors because he doesn't really have any reason to actually go up there. You guys are captives, so if he knows any better, which he's going to keep it back. He's not a new kind of to the role. He knows what he's kind of doing. He's got a whip in one hand. You'll probably see.
I was trying to get him closer, so I could grab through the bar.
Somebody is painting on the map.
Sorry, my bad.
So I'm gonna actually try that sleight of hand for myself for August.
Sure, go for it.
I mean, I assume I've been working at it long
Yeah.
enough that if nothing else, my hands are now pretty slick.
Yeah, they are slick, so it's going to reduce the need for you to get out. So, we'll give it to you. You're going to essentially have such slick hands, and the rope is going to be kind of melted at this kind of point because you've been at it for quite a while, we'll say, that it's loosening, right? And you squeeze really, really, really tightly that one hand out, and it's just enough.
I'm not actually gonna let the rope drop. I'm gonna hold it.
Perfect. So the rope is still tied together. It's in a loop, and actually, the point where the tie is has now, like I said, melted. So getting it undone is actually going to cause you to use some strength for it.
Okay.
The guy that got out, that was Jorah, correct?
Yeah.
Are you going to do anything at this point?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and quietly go to the next cell to the right.
Okay, so you're gonna come over here, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
and you're gonna try and use that thing again, correct?
Yeah, but I wanna like ask the person. Like, I wanna know if this is like a okay person to let out.
Sure.
Like, so who's in there?
A dark-haired dwarf.
Dark-haired dwarf. All right, I kind of like dwarves. Dwarves are cool. What's up?
And who do I see?
I'm a halfling. Little old halfling.
You're not actually that old in the sense of halflings, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
You're like mid-aged.
Yeah. So dwarf. Are you? What's up with you? How'd you get here?
Oh, just a target of opportunity. That's what I get for trekking along some of these older roads unaccompanied.
All right. Let's. I'll get you out of here, but we gotta work together.
Of course. But first, come closer to the bars.
All right.
I'm going to lay my hand on your shoulder and cast guidance on you.
Guidance. Cool. What is that?
Yep. For the next minute or longer, he can add a D4 onto a roll.
Perfect. Until when
Cool.
again?
Concentration up to a minute. So this will just be for his next roll.
Okay, perfect. Alrighty, so the dwarf lays his hand on you and performs his spell, which you feel makes your mind a little clearer in the sense of lock picking. So can you do a sleight of hand for me? And it's +4, right, on it?
He can add a D4 to it.
Perfect.
Before or after the check.
Awesome. So make the check, and then roll a 1d4. Okay, so you're not as successful the last time for some reason, even though your mind is a lot clearer when it comes to trying to do it, and you kind of have a sense of how you did it before, but it takes you a little bit longer to do it this time. And as you finally unlock it and the door comes ajar, it creaks just slightly, very, very slightly, to the point where the guard says, "What was that?"
Did I hear the guard say something?
Pretty much, you guys can all hear the guard because this is a pretty tight cavern. It's a loop as well.
I kicked the door again to distract the guard.
You kick the door.
I start yelling for him again.
Okay, you don't have to do a roll for that, Dookie, because unless you're actually trying to kick the door down at this point, then just you're gonna kick it to distract him. Okay, so that door is also unlocked, and now you are both free from the clutches of your cells.
You should probably go around the other side, like go left.
You better cut that out, or don't make me kill you myself. And this goblin this orc, is gonna take his whip and just try and whip you. And I'm going to see how that works.
Well, you said it was a solid wooden door, right? except for like a small porthole in the middle.
Yeah, he's gonna just basically scare him. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna whip that cell window just to scare him, and all you hear is a snap.
It's pretty intimidating.
Yeah, Dookie is not a noob
Oh,
when it comes to
Dookie, your
stuff.
female voice is hilarious.
Right? Oh, just wait until you actually... Because you guys didn't actually get a full sense to see who was with you. You guys are focused on this one orc, right? So, right now, the only people that know what's happening is there's a dwarf and a halfling, right? That know each other. The rest of you don't really know anything about what's happening besides yourselves. So, what are you two going to do?
Let's wait for that orc to go back. Get that. Looks like there's at least one person at the end there.
Okay, sounds good.
So the orc is actually going to start heading towards where you guys are. So if you guys stay there, you'll get seen. And if this guard sees anybody outside their cell, you can guarantee they're going to call for reinforcements.
Let's go back into Jack's cell and just hold the door almost closed.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Okay, so you guys are going inside the cell, holding it almost closed. And this guard...
Hang on. As he passes August's cell, he's actually going to try and get his attention. Be like, "Friend, please, a moment."
Friend? You think we're friends? Ha! You obviously misunderstand the situation.
Oh, but you see, everyone can be friends, giving the right amount of motivation.
Oh, what motivation is that?
Well, I am a merchant of some renown, and I know a little bit about the way these works. You all gather the treasure, and your big lord, he takes the most. What if you could take the most?
Or the most of what? Of gold? Is that what you're talking about? And as he's distracting them, you guys are going to have a unique opportunity. You guys can hear the murmurs of this conversation going and decide to act however you want. If you're going to move to somewhere, just tell me while we're doing this conversation.
I really want to burst out and surprise him as he walks past, but this is probably a good time to like sneak out and get around.
Now, actually, so one thing I do want to clarify, I guess I totally forgot to clarify at the start. You guys have nothing. All of your gear has been stripped from you. Basically, the only thing you have is some kind of loincloth around the important bits. That's it.
My face?
No. Just your other
My
areas that we're not going to say.
But you said loin. I mean, that's it.
Yes.
He's talking about your cankles. They're very unsightly.
Right? Yeah. Cover those up. Okay, so are you guys going to do anything while he's distracted with Augustus talking about possible riches and stuff, or...
I don't know. It's up to you, Jack. I'll follow your lead.
Well, we have two options. We can try and lure him close to the cell and try to attack him, or we can... Well, we actually have three. We can wait for him to pass, or we can try and sneak out now. I'm not much good at stealth, but I can cast guidance on you again.
I could go sneak around and see if I can open the other doors.
Yeah, there at least look like there are two strong-looking humans might be able to help us if we can free them.
Yeah. Alright, so put guidance on me and I'll see what I can sneak around.
Yep, and I will.
So you're going to do the same thing?
Yep, I will cast guidance on him again.
Perfect. I just got to see something real quick. Sorry, I just gotta make sure I read up this one part.
What's happening?
Oh, I'm just reading something really quickly. Okay. So, are you guys moving? Are you...
Yeah, I guess so. I'll try and sneak out.
Sneak out which way?
Quietly go out the door and put it back, hand it back to Jack, and then I'll try and go left and down this other corridor
So,
on
like,
the left here.
down there?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna try and have a look down this corridor towards the right.
Yep. So, I'm gonna reveal areas for you. So, what you see is another corridor. You see pretty much the whole way down. And you can kind of get an idea that as the corridor goes down, there's parts that break off, like juts off from the main corridor, which you can assume to be other cells, as you are walking up to one right now.
Yeah, just quietly walk along, going right along this hallway.
Are you going to inspect each of the cells that you're going?
Yeah, basically just creep up to them, have a look inside. I don't want the person inside to give me away or anything.
Okay.
So have a little look in this first one.
So you don't see anything of notice. It just looks like another cell with hay, and there appears to be a mouse just scurrying around a little bit, looking for food in that cell.
Alright.
This cell, there's similarly nothing. This next cell, you peer inside and you see a body, or the remains of a body, a skeleton basically. It appears to have the stature of a medium build humanoid of some sorts, and that's all you can gather from it.
Alright. And I'll move on to the last one here.
So the last one you get to, you peer inside, and I'm gonna let Smokey do his. See if he wants to do anything.
Oh, I'm just looking out. So as soon as he goes, like, I nod
Hey,
over
human.
for him to come closer.
Human, you want me to get
Yes.
you out of here?
Yes.
Alright, stay quiet. And I try and pick the lock with my pick.
Do it.
Which is that? Is it sleight of hand again?
Yeah, sorry. Sleight of hand check.
My bad, sorry.
And then you got that.
He can choose to use it. It's going to stick with him for the next minute.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say it took him about a minute to get here down the hall if he was trying to play it smart. So he can choose to do it now, or he's gonna lose it. Either way, he's gonna unlock the door. But it's gonna be a matter of having the same situation as happened with Jack, where it's gonna creak again, or he can boost it up so that it doesn't creak like his did.
Alright, so I do let it open, and I make the quiet thing, like the finger over lips towards Smokey, and I start moving back the way I came.
Okay, well, as the door goes ajar, it seems like these doors haven't been oiled, so it creaks a little bit as well. And the guard talking to Augustus is distracted, though, with the talk of merchants and all that stuff, although he's not really paying that close attention. And then both of you are out. Perfect.
I'm just gonna say, like, I heard somebody around the corner to the right as well. I'm gonna slowly close my door.
Perfect. I'll let it happen. Jack, are you just staying in your cell, or are you doing anything?
Nope, I'm staying quiet in my cell.
Okay. So the guard, as he's talking to Augustus, he finally just says, "Enough of this conversation. We are different than the other orcs that you might be accustomed to. We have a much grander, much bigger thing that we're going to be doing." And then he's about to walk away. Do you want to try and talk to him again?
Well, if nothing else, if you are better than those other orc filth, then that you claim are filth, then you could at least give your prisoners some water.
You'll drink soon enough. Once Blurg gets over here, he'll give you guys all a little bit of drink, enough to keep you alive. Ha 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 ha.
I'm gonna roll stealth, and then I'm gonna try to see on the corridor to my right.
Who is that?
Bastion.
Okay, go for it.
If I can find stealth, there it is.
So you managed to do it sneakily. It seems that the rocks are mostly to the side for some reason, as if this whole area has been patrolled before. You see the cell here and here, and notice nothing. Dookie, are you looking through that window or not?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking through that window.
So you notice the head of what appears to be a dragonborn peer through that northern, or that cell that's further up from you.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around and motion for the halfling to come towards me.
So the orc that was now talking to Augustus is just laughing off anything else Augustus has to say, and is going to resume his post over at the entrance, you guys are assuming, based on where he was prior.
Okay, and I just point towards the other cell, towards the dragonborn that I saw, and point him out to the halfling.
Alright, I'm gonna go try and unlock his cell too.
So you're going to have to do another stealth check for me, because you're going to be crossing from the corridor into an opening where the orc is able to see down. And as you're crossing, the orc thinks he sees something just kind of right by down the hall. The torchlight is slightly in his eye, but he's going to start walking down that way, saying, "What was that? Better not be any of you guys out."
And I'm gonna try picking the lock.
Can I prepare an action?
Yep, go for it.
Alright, okay, can I hear him walking down the hall? And
Oh,
can
yeah,
hear...
yeah, he's pretty
Okay.
heavy-footed.
Okay, as soon as I see him come across this corner, I can't... How do you ping things?
You just press and
Okay.
hold, yeah.
Okay, as soon as I see him coming around this corner, I'm gonna just bum rush him and try to grapple him.
Okay. Well, before that, though, all of a sudden, as Thesaurus is trying to unlock Dookie's cell, just prior to the click that happens, Dookie notices his bed is starting to ruffle. And out of his bed pops a halfling.
Kill it with fire!
What are you going to do, Dookie?
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hi there. Who I am is not of concern right now, but I'm here to assist you in your escapes. But it appears that you guys seem to have gotten most of it under control. However, that orc might come down here, and I'm just going to help you out with that.
How do you plan to help?
Well, hopefully my rapier here will be more than enough to deal with the situation.
May I borrow that rapier?
I think
Geeno,
not.
Quiet, you're gonna let the orc know we're here.
Well, the orc is just slowly still trying to come down, and the other halfling says, "Get into cell," and motions for you to get into the cell.
Did the
Hey, Geeno.
lockpick not work?
Yes, Jack.
Did I hear the guard mumbling to himself?
You get the sense that the guard has said something and is starting to walk away from you. I'm gonna say
Okay. I'm
because
going
it's
to
just
cast
echoing.
thaumaturgy
Okay.
and make a boom over here.
A boom. You're gonna make a boom.
Yes, or like the sound of a heavy footfall.
Okay. Is there a roll associated with that?
Nope, it's just part of the thaumaturgy spell.
So you're just going to create this loud boom, and the orc guard is gonna be like, "Oh, that's it," and he's just gonna rush down that way. Okay, so is anybody gonna do anything with that? Then you've all heard this loud boom. You have no idea from what or where, but the guard.
Okay, halfling, now's your chance.
Well, yeah, here we go. Let's just go out here. And he slowly, stealthily walks out of the cell, peers down the hall, and gets an idea of what's happening with the orc. You made that. Where did you make that boom sound? Okay, over there. Or was it so at your cell or over in this corner?
The corner.
Okay, perfect. So the guard just stumps over here past your cell. And if you want to leave your cell, I'll have you make a stealth check at this point.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, so you're going to stay in your cell. So the rogue sees the orc going past, and you just see him start running down the hall. And our Augustus sees him rush past just like a wish of wind. And then Jack sees him rush past with a wish of wind. And the orc is just standing over there trying to figure out what could have made the boom noise.
I'm gonna walk up to the last cell here, one of the anime characters, Sigmund's.
Yeah. So remember, you guys can't control your own avatars, or you should be able to.
And I'm going to try and pick the lock on this one.
Perfect. By the way, I'm going to make sure you guys can all see this before I forget. Pop. All of you should now see something pop up below group loot or above it. It should say quest escape. You can look through that really quickly and see what is involved. The XP is experimental right now, so it might change.
All right, so do I pick the lock?
Sorry, let me check it again. So that one, you still have that 1d4 you can use. It doesn't do it right now. It's 14, yep. You managed to... This magical rock of yours, that's now a lockpick, has done pretty well for itself considering, you know, the situation. It is just unlocking these doors. You finally got kind of the system down pat, although you're still a little clunky with it because you're not used to the idea. But you managed to unlock the door.
You're free.
All right,
What's
go
up?
to this middle area right here and see if I can see what's up there.
Perfect. So at this point too, you guys hear the clamoring of a sword on armor and a whip sound and some grunting noises, as well as a shout of "Arr!" down the hall from where Jack did his boom. So you guys come up to. I'm assuming you guys are coming up to where you believe to be the exit because it is just a pile of stone piled high You're not able to climb over it at all because it seems they've piled it all the way up, as if they were really not planning on coming anytime soon. So in order to move it, you are going to have one person or one person plus an assisting person, because you can only really get two of you in this at the same time to move the rocks. Is Augustus or is the other guy? Sorry, Jack. Are you guys gonna come in here, or are you just staying in your?
So what has happened with that halfling and the orc?
From what you can gather, based on the sounds, it sounds like they are either uh, battling each other, or B, and disclaimer, this is going to have adult language for anybody that's watching from here on out, they are having sex. One of the two. So,
I'm sorry, what?
essentially, they're having a fight. That's what you can gather from it. So, is Jack going to investigate?
Yeah, I'm gonna go check on that halfling that ran past.
So, what you can see of the halfling is he is dodging and dipping underneath the orc nimbly as he uses his rapier to swipe. Now, the orc is having somewhat difficulty blocking the blows, but he is blocking some of them, and they're currently just going at it with his. The one orc is swinging and whipping. The halfling is just slicing and dicing right now.
I'll cast a Sacred Flame on the orc.
Perfect. What does that do? It is a damage of 1d8, right?
The orc needs to make a Dexterity 13 saving throw, or he's going to take 5 radiant damage.
Okay, so the orc. Where is the orc's thing? Gotta open that back up. Orc. 1d. Sorry, what did you say it was?
DC 13. Dex save.
Well, his dex is 12, so we're gonna say it doesn't save it.
And he takes 5 radiant damage.
Perfect. So the orc growls as he is now put to flame, and now he's fighting the halfling on fire. Dookie, you've now come over and you're seeing this fight. You think the fight is actually quite beautiful looking, as the halfling seems to be dancing around the orc while the orc is clumsily trying to hit the halfling.
Ho ho ho! Clap hands, such an exciting show.
While that's happening down at the end of the hall, I'm gonna see if I can start moving these rocks out of the way.
Can I cast my ancestry on the orc too, just for some fun?
You can, I believe that one though. What is up with that one? I gotta go to your thing. Somebody's doing something with the rocks, right?
Yeah, Bastion's gonna try moving the rocks out of the way.
Okay, so it's just a strength check. So, okay, where is that thing for? Dragonborn. Ancestry. Yours was Kappa, I believe. So it's just a breath, 5 damage, correct?
There should be a there should be a saving throw attached to that.
Yes, I didn't know how to put that in.
The DC for the saving throw equals 8 plus your Constitution modifier. So that means the orc has to roll. Right.
You said strength or athletics?
For what?
For moving the rocks out of the way.
That's a strength. How do I get the? How am I gonna make this orc roll? I didn't set that up yet. Eight plus your Constitution modifier.
So are these like big heavy rocks in front of the entrance?
They're ranging in size from fairly large to pebbles, basically. It's like if they just half-buttedly put it together in a sense. Okay, somebody's gonna have to help me figure out how am I gonna get this orc to roll without it all set up. Do I just do a 120?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
do a
just roll a
120
D20.
and then add whatever stats are on the monster page.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Which should be 2, so that'd be 13. Which means he saves, but Dookie still gets to roll, I believe, a 2d6, correct? Yeah, so you gotta roll 2d6. And the damage will be halved.
Wait, is he using his breath attack?
Sure
This
is.
is Dragonborn, right?
Yep.
Wouldn't that hit the halfling too?
It sure will, possibly.
Yeah, it does. 5 foot 63 feet.
Yeah, it'll hit both of them if you do it.
Well, I already casted it, so
Let's see something. Are you sure you want to do that?
I already did it.
Okay. Saw you breathe your fire, and the halfling and the orc are going to take, what, 3, I believe, since I believe we have to round down.
Yep, always round down.
So it's 3 damage each. The halfling, luckily, is going to have his cloak on fire a bit. So he's going to discard the cloak. He is going to take some damage, obviously, still, but he won't remain on fire. And you see as the orc is on fire and distracted, the halfling makes the final stab right into the goblin's chest.
yes.
And the goblin effectively dies. Goodbye, orc. Sorry, not goblin, orc.
I was gonna
Okay,
say.
I
I
was
mean,
just-
I was gonna say. I'm glad the goblin's dead, but what about the orc?
So what did the orc have on him for weapons?
Well, before you go and loot, I'm going to chew you out about trying to kill the halfling that saved us.
And the halfling is also going to chew you out, but he's chewing you out in his native tongue because he is so frustrated right now. But while you guys,
I apologize.
while you guys are
daft
having,
lizard, why would you attack your comrade?
while you guys are doing that, I'm going to go back to Smokey really quick, and he has rolled a 12, which is going to fail to move all of the rocks. You're mostly getting the majority of them, except for the heavier ones at the bottom. So you might need to call for help.
Hold on. We'll carry this conversation on in just a moment. I have to go move some rocks.
You brainless lizard twit!
I'm gonna go check the body then.
Okay, so you're going to go check the body, and you're going to do a, let's see.
Does that strength roll move some big
Just,
boulders?
you know, you're going to look at the body, you're going to see the somewhat charring remains of the orc who's now bleeding. He had some, let's see, go back to this guy. What did he have? He had some
You said he had a
hide
whip.
armor. Yeah, he has a whip. And basically, that was it. He was swinging, had no other weapon whatsoever. He was pretty much...
Did he have a water skin?
No. No, he didn't, because he wouldn't have any reason to, since he has easy access to water with his camp. He has his keys and a whip and hide armor.
Well, I'll take those.
So you're
Is the hide armor still any good?
no. We're gonna say it's pretty burnt now. He got flamed twice, so you're not gonna want to wear it. Plus, it's all gooey with his blood.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And I'll take the whip and the keys.
So you're gonna take the whip and the keys. So you are going to be the proud inheritor of a whip. So you go ahead and figure out what that is involved because I have no idea actually.
Okay.
You guys have already done a little more than what I was expecting in this area, so that's good and bad. So okay, where's that whip?
Welcome to GMing.
That's
No,
perfect.
No plan survives contact with the players.
That's right, and I'm loving it totally right now. So, whip.
This bottom cell that I'm at in the center, is it locked?
No. So it was left unlocked because the person died. They just never bothered to move the body. Do you
Can I
want
do a perception around the cell and around the skeleton?
Sure, go for it. And by the way, all those rocks get moved by Dookie. He just comes over and just smacks him aside. So you
Rawr.
look closely at the room and the body. The room, you can see there's a stain of a pool of blood on the hay and on the ground. What is there is nothing but a loincloth around his midsection or around his vital parts.
Okay, I'm back.
And what you can tell is that he definitely looks more like a human than any other sort of person or race or anything like that.
Alright. Are the other cells that people were were they all left unlocked unless they had one of us in them?
Yeah, they all have left unlocked, but when you looked inside, there was literally nothing except for hay and dirt.
Okay.
Actually, one thing you did perceive as well is it seemed that the personage inside had tried to make a note stating pretty much what his name was and where he came from. That's pretty much all that's there. Like, you're not 100% sure if that's the case, but what you know is that this person's name was, we'll say, somebody give me a good first name that's humanish.
Jared.
Philip.
Jared. So it's Jared, and all you can see is the letters AMPHA, and then it trails off.
Oh, now that the rocks are cleared, I'm gonna go around and look and see if I can find anybody else that was here.
Well, hold on. So once you clear the rocks, you two can see down this hallway. The halfling has now caught up to you and is really, really irate. In fact, doesn't even mention anything and just pushes past you and starts walking up the corridor.
I yell after him, "Hey, fellow halfling!"
And he
where are you going?
whips around really quickly and goes, "Shh! Are you daft? There are orcs still around in these caverns." And he just looks, now he's darting his eyes around, making sure nobody is coming. But you don't hear anything coming down the hall. Oh. Now he stops pretty much where he's at. And he turns to the only person that's next to him right now, Dookie, or Nala, and says, "Where are your friends? Do they want to escape?"
So I guess we follow him.
They aren't my friends. I only just met them.
Well,
But I am interested in escaping.
you're more friends now than you were before. We'll wait for the others before we proceed. These caverns are full of orcs, and it is difficult to navigate through.
The only body that was still in a cell. Do I recognize this person?
So I need you to do a perceptions check. Actually, no, wait. Before you do that, hold on. I'm actually gonna see if there's something better. Yeah, do perception. Do perception for me. So though you still don't feel 100% sure exactly what you're looking at. You know it's a skeleton. You know he's human. You can pretty much tell by the bone structure. You clearly are pretty certain that you know who this person might have been based on the situation prior to you coming here. And you are like 99% sure the AMPHA is your hometown.
Gotcha. Just gonna do a quick prayer to Torm, and then I'll come back and meet with the other guys.
Perfect. So you're going to spend some time doing that while the other guys are getting told that they are going to follow the halfling and be quiet because they need to get out. And the halfling happens to know where they have your gear and such if you would like it. Now,
Yes, please.
The halfling
I'd like
is,
to get my gear.
okay, so you all want to do that, or do you possibly want to try and escape right now?
Get our gear.
Okay.
Or at least me, anyway.
Perfect. So, the halfling turns to you guys again after he's quickly scouted down the hall and says, "Follow me. Be as quiet as you guys can. We're going to try and get your gear. The last time I checked, they didn't have anybody guarding it." And you guys move up. So you're going to move up to a section pretty much... I'm just going to reveal the areas carefully, because I don't want to reveal everything to you guys. So you guys are going to come up here, and the halfling is going to stop. Motion for you guys to stop. And say, "Drats." And he says it in halfling, which only Jorah understands.
Heyo.
To the person that made that loud bang earlier, can you do it again to distract those guards?
Well, so before you do that, you hear these guards muttering to each other about, what they're kind of doing, which is, by the sounds of it, they're trying to rally a new tribe of orcs in order to possibly remake what you guys... For some reason, they're talking in common. Well, I don't know why, but they're talking in common. They're being very, very just loose about it. They seem to have been drinking a little bit, and they're saying that they're trying to make a new kingdom in the north. Why they're talking about this, nobody knows, but that's what's going to happen. These guys seem to be comfortable in their stature, as if they know if anything happened, they would have a lot of help really quickly. And go. What do you want to do?
Alright, motion for the halfling to lead us to our gear.
Well, we have one slight problem. Those guards weren't there before, and just beyond them is where the rest of them are currently resting. There might be another way, I'm not sure, but we'll have to slowly come around this bend and into a room I saw. Do you want to do that, or do you guys actually want to try and take these guys out?
I don't think we can take them out until we're well prepared.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we're not going to be able to fight.
I want you guys to do stealth checks, and I'll give you a bonus because you're basically naked, so you don't have any kind of things that'll weigh you down, but I need everybody to do a stealth check.
Before the stealth check, I'm going to cast guidance on myself.
Perfect. Go Go for it.
I could distract them with a smell or a noise or something further down the cavern.
Okay, so how Dookie manages to get it, neither the other two. Okay, so as you guys are about to move around, Bastion kicks for some reason a rock that was right next to him, unknowns to him, and it clangs off one of the walls. And Jack, Jack's character, which I'm not going to.
I got a 10.
He's got a 10, so he's kind of kicked a small rock, but anything close to what Bastion has done. And everybody
It's time for
just
singing the stealthing song.
everybody freezes, and the orcs perk up and look right dead down you guys' way. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna edge backwards.
I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy again to make the sound of a squeaking mouse.
Perfect. Go for it. Where are you gonna do it?
I don't have to. Let's do it right on top of the person who kicked the rock.
Okay. So, it sounds like you guys are backing up, except for your halfling friend who has managed to drop down on the ground, and this squeaking noise comes out of nowhere from where Bastion had last been, and the orcs look down the hallway, see this thing on the ground, but assume it to be just a large mouse, and dismiss it and keep talking. The halfling turns to Bastion and just glares at him. So you guys are going to now move. The halfling is going to cover to make sure you guys don't get seen again. And what you guys see is a room with a statue in it.
A statue, you say? I'm going to go and examine it.
Perfect. So
We'll do the same.
a.
I do have dark vision.
Oh yeah, the places for whatever reason they put our torches around at different places, so it's dimly lit, so you should be fine. Most of you, the people that can't, you still get an idea of where the shadows are. We'll say. Okay, what was it I was going to say about this one statue? It appears to be in, we're gonna say, yeah, we'll say in common, okay? So you go up to it and you just examine it. You don't need to do a roll because you can clearly say it's legible. You see the symbol of a face-up coin with the face of a woman that is facing towards the left, and on the bottom inscribed on what the base of it is, it says this: I move for no man, nor beast, nor cause, nor force of nature will move my paws. Gold do I seek, and much as I might, Joaquin, my goddess, will cause me to flight.
Joaquin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, knowledge religion to find out who Joaquin is.
Perfect.
So long as it's not Phoenix.
It's Joaquin Phoenix.
Too much. Too much.
Too much what?
Nothing. Never mind. It was a reference.
Where is that thing?
Okay, 14.
Perfect. Let's go over to where that thing was again. So, Joaquin is... Where is it? Joaquin. Give me a sec. There it is. Known as so for some reason you've heard of this god before, probably through the different theological debates you've been privy to, thanks to your background, and you know her to be nicknamed Our Lady of Gold, or the Coin Maiden, and she is the god of wealth and trade.
Okay. And so I'm guessing there's some kind of slot or something on here.
So what you notice about the statue is it looks like a woman in pretty much a gown with her hand extended, kind of at a 90-degree angle on the elbow part, extending out with palm up, as if looking for something or waiting for something.
Well, I don't have any stuff, so can't do anything with it now.
I asked the halfling that saved with the rapier if he has any money on him.
But I never leave home without some.
Spare a gold coin, then.
Absolutely. Here you go.
I'll put the coin into the statue's hand.
So you notice as you put the coin on, a slight movement of the hand, very slight movement of the hand heading down. But nothing happens.
Excuse me, good halfling.
Maybe
Where's
we
our gear?
need more?
Are you asking for more?
Do we have
Yes.
rocks in the room? Are there any rocks on the ground?
How much more? I only have 9 gold pence left.
Let's do 2 more.
Alright, so you take the 2 and you add that to it, and it moves a little more downwards, but still nothing happens.
Okay, give me the rest of the gold.
That is everything of mine, sir. Why should I give it to you?
You'll get it back. We're just gonna put it on the statue and see what happens.
Fine. Solely to get out of this stinking place, and he hands you his purse, pretty much.
I set it on the statue's hand.
So as you set it on the statue's hand, the arm lowers, and you hear a... And as the rumbling continues...
How many other orcs hear that?
I
too?
shush the statue.
As the rumbling continues, the statue descends and just disappears. And you find a hall. The orcs, for some reason, haven't been alerted, as if quakes and tremors are the norm in this part of the area. But this hallway leads... leads further deeper. And as you enter it, you can only go one at a time. But you can see that. The halfling is now at the back of the file and says, I'll make sure the back is secure while you guys press on.
Okay.
Is
If we
this
can only go
area
one at
well
a
lit?
time.
This area is the same lighting as the rest of it. As you get to the end of the tunnel, you see a light coming from, we'll just say it's kind of like the northerly direction. And then you see another part of the tunnel going to the southerly direction. But you see a few chests at the north. The south, as Jorah gets closer, turns out to be a dead end.
How much do you want to bet our stuff is in those chests?
Are you going to proceed to the room?
Yeah.
So you proceed to the room and enter, and there are 6 chests laid out, all locked to varying degrees. The keys that Jack has picked up probably will unlock all of them.
I'll just start unlocking them then.
So as Jack unlocks them, you each go into a chest, and you'll end up talking to each other and finding your own gear in there. One of the chests will be completely empty.
Oh, baby, I missed you, and I talked to my greatsword.
Shh, the halfling says. we're still not out of danger. Those orcs are just possibly around this corner.
That's a good point. I'm gonna go up to the corner and just peek around real quick.
So
I'm going
as
to be
you
rapidly taking an inventory of my stuff.
peek around, I need you to do another stealth check for me. You'll have a bonus to it. We'll say of +2 because they have no idea that you're even there. Did you just do the stealth check again?
I did.
And you seem to be having a really off day, probably because you're still weak, and you trip and fall, and as you fall with all your gear now, you create a large clatter.
Fuck!
And the orcs, in their own language this time, make an alarmed noise, and you start hearing the patter of feet coming down the hall. In fact, more than 2 now. So now the halfling speaks up and says, "We need to get out of here. We cannot fight all of them. There are hundreds of them. We need to leave now. We can use the tunnel that we have used to escape while they are distracted coming into this room."
That's nice. Let's go.
Perfect. So you guys will go, and we are going to take you all the way. Hold on. Don't move any further. We're going to go all the way down here.
What's with that puddle or pool or whatever that is on the ground?
The pillar is just a pillar of rock.
No, straight to my due south.
Oh, so are you asking that to the group, or are you asking that just to me?
Just you, because I happen to notice it.
Okay, that's how the halfling, for some reason, found this hole that led to the haystack. For some reason, the orcs just wished it away, or just let it go. These guys don't seem to be that smart all the time. And it turns out to lead right to the cell. As if somebody had made it way, way, way back further.
Quit staring at the ground. Let's go.
Alrighty. So, the halfling stops at this point, and he talks to you guys and says, "I'll distract him while you guys keep going. Just follow the tunnels. They'll lead you to the exits." And then he just kind of goes back and disappears.
We thank you, halfling.
Alright, so now...
So he's not coming with us?
No.
Crazy weird guy.
You guys find yourself, as you wind down the tunnels, you have no idea how much time has passed. Some of you could guess, and if you guessed, it would be somewhere in the hour mark. As you're winding through these different tunnels and stuff and coming to these large cavern areas that lead into other tunnels, but they seem to be directing yourselves in the same direction. You come to this new tunnel and you enter it. You are 2 by 2, so you need to figure out who's going to be at the front, who's going to be at the middle, and who's going to be at the back.
You have your exit buddy.
I'm just a dumb
I
brute.
have fairly good constitution, but I'm having an off day on being quiet, so I'll go wherever I'm needed.
Perfect. So you guys figure that out. I'm going to go pee real quick while you're doing that.
I'll go to the front.
How do I get my avatar up there?
Drag it from your character sheet, or like go to your character sheet and drag your character sheet onto the map.
Okay, I'm back. Have you decided?
We're missing a couple people.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna take the time to do this little intermission. I had to get something to drink. My mouth was getting dry.
Yeah, I'm back.
Perfect. Is there anybody else missing? So,
Oh wait, that's right. We're only 5 people. I forgot Mohawk's just watching.
yeah, so, we'll do a roll call. Is Dookie here?
Yes.
Jack?
Yeah.
Mohawk is not playing, so we're not gonna bother. Whoops. Sigismund,
Present.
Smokey,
Here.
and Rex.
Yo.
Perfect. Everybody's here. Okay, so you guys come to this tunnel. Looks like somebody's missing from the.
Me.
Drag
So,
yourself.
Jorah.
Yeah, you're gonna be at the back by the sounds of it or looks of it. So when it comes to perception checking stuff, the people at the front and back will have advantage, obviously, and the people at the middle, you guys should be trying to help navigate the group at this point and keeping you guys together as well as sorting out some other things. Do you guys want to take a chance right now to drink and eat something because you guys are still exhausted? Hence why it took you an hour to go through tunnels that probably should only taken you about, we'll say, half that time.
I want to try to look forward real quick just to make sure there's nobody in this hallway with us before we take a break.
Sure. Now this area is dimly lit. Or actually, it's darkness. There's no
Oh,
nothing.
maybe I shouldn't be in front then.
Well,
good.
you've got the chance now. You should have your gear. Do you have any torches or anything like that?
I do have a torch, yeah.
Okay, so you can.
How do
Goodness.
How do I pull my character onto the thing?
Just drag your character sheet onto the map.
Then pick a tile. Yeah, so we'll move you, put you there.
Okay. I can make light, I think.
Well, whatever you guys want to do, but as you guys are trying to sort it out, you guys hear the faint echoes of orc cries from behind you.
Oh, we should move.
So are you doing that, Jorah, for sure?
Yeah, can I make like a ball of light?
Sure. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Alright, so in front of us, kind of, maybe 30 feet down the way.
So you make an orb of light further down the way, which illuminates enough for you guys to move. Those of you that don't have dark vision, and you are able to see pretty much this right here.
Okay, I'm gonna move down to here.
Perfect.
I'm looking both directions.
So looking in both directions, you see that. So
Do I
there
hear-
appears to be a somewhat roughly hewn out staircase that leads down to one path, There's a path to your left and a path that goes off to your right, as well as what seems to be another path heading back kind of the way you came, but much larger. So Augustus has stopped behind you, has broken out his rations, and has decided to take a drink and eat.
I as well. Now that I break out a day's worth of rations and start eating.
Perfect. So you are going to take 1 day's worth of ration off yourself if you have eaten, and you will not have weakness anymore or exhaustion anymore.
I'm gonna
And
hold
I
off
take
on doing that because
I
we
take
heard
1 pint of
orcs,
water as
right?
well.
Well, the orcs are like, it sounds like they are the cries from way back where you guys were. That you know that they will be coming, that they are on their way pretty much.
Okay, I'm not gonna eat anything yet. I'm gonna wait till we get out of here.
Okay.
And I drink
Well,
one of my pints
I
if you
of
drink
want-
water,
skin.
but I keep moving.
I'll let you guys eat and drink at a faster pace, where you guys are just wolfing it down to gain strength. So you will take about 5 minutes max.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that then.
Perfect. So you guys all wolf in the middle of this hallway, break out your stuff, wolf it down really quickly. Jorah chokes slightly as he's wolfing it down quick, but after that, you guys are good. 5 minutes later. So Jack is proceeding down this way, and what he sees is this. And somebody is making rings on my map.
I was just making the light bulb orb.
I could technically see further, Geeno.
Okay, here. Do you want the orb? Here, I'll put an orb down for you. Let's just do boom. You see the orb?
Oh, cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull out a torch as well, so I can see independently of where we are around this orb.
Sure. So, Dookie, remind me, do you have Dark Sight? I believe you do.
I couldn't find that anywhere.
It's in your race. Where is it now?
He's Dragonborn?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
They don't have it.
No, that's right, because they got their breath thing. The dwarf has dim light, I'm pretty sure.
Oh no, dwarves have
Nope.
dark.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
me.
so Jack is fine, and that's it. The rest of you can't see worth a darn. So Jack is able to see a little further down this tunnel.
I break out my torch as well.
Right there. You break out your torch, so the people that are breaking out their torch, you light your torches and are able to see this. Bastion is pretty sure he heard a skitter and a mutter of some sort down the tunnel that he's looking.
Can I use survival to try and find the way out?
Sure! Do a survival check for me.
Okay, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself first.
Okay, go for it. You'd love that guidance.
I don't know how many times I can use cantrips, so I might as well abuse it.
I'm pretty sure there's no limit as far as I know. I tried reading as much as I could on it, and it said there's for spell.
Okay, I got 12.
So with 12, you look at each tunnel, you kind of sniff the air, and you kind of try and listen, and each one of them seems to be identical. The tunnels that you're looking at seems to stink more, but there still seems to be a kind of breathing of air that's happening in this area where it's almost like this kind of wind tunnely effect is happening. It's very slight, but you seem
So
to
you're
notice.
saying I'm feeling wind from each of the different tunnels?
You got it. Dookie has pressed on down his way
Into the dark.
into the dark with his torch. And he has reached here, and he hears a similar noise that Bastion did, which is a kind of muttering of sorts. What is that thing that's on
Which was the
Bastion?
stinky tunnel?
What is that?
That is the torch radius.
Oh, perfect.
20 foot bright, and 20 foot past that of dim.
Oh, nice. So this should be the same thing for Dookie.
Hey, Geeno, which one was the stinky tunnel?
The stinky tunnel is the one to your... I'm going to say is right in front of you, looking towards the rightish when you guys came down. So where the stairs point, that's where it is.
So I'm heading down the stinky tunnel.
No, you're heading down another tunnel. The stinky tunnel is the one that Jack is nearest. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
That's where the wind is coming from, too?
No, there's wind coming from each one of these tunnels, and it seems to be kind of producing a whirlwind, a very, very slight whirlwind that only Jack really seems to have caught on to in this corridor. And then it seems to push itself. Well, you wouldn't tell that, but we'll say as you were walking here, you got the sense that it was pushing down the way you guys had come for Jack.
Okay, I'm gonna come... I'm gonna go down my tunnel a little bit more, see if I can see farther.
Perfect. So as you get further, you hear a cry in Orcish, and an arrow whips past your head, and you're going to roll for initiative for me. Each one
Oh
of you.
shit!
And you now see the orc on top of what seems to be a ledge.
Why change that? I don't want that little green square anymore.
So it's going to be... Did everybody roll?
Oh, you wanted everybody?
We're missing one.
Yeah, everybody
bad.
needs to roll.
Well, we all get to go first before the GM.
No, Jack is going after.
Oh, Jack. Where's your
What do
boss
you want?
roast
I'm a
now?
dwarf.
Where's your boss roast now, man?
I'm the player, and I'm not the GM.
So luckily, the orc had failed to even hit Bastion. George is going to go before Bastion. And then Jack. Perfect. Alrighty. So, you guys still have choices. You can try and attack the orc, or you can try and escape down the other tunnels you just come from and disengage.
So if I wanted to like throw a dagger, do I have to ready it, or do I just say I try throwing?
I mean, usually you have to ready a weapon prior to, but
Okay.
I'll let you guys have a weapon ready because you guys were escaping orcs, so you're gonna pick a weapon for me and have that one ready, and we're gonna go from that.
My
Okay.
battle axe.
You can ready a weapon as part of your action to attack.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So can I try throwing my dagger, or should I move up?
What's the range on your dagger?
It's
20 to 20 feet normal, 60 feet max.
20 feet normal. Where are you at right now? You
So-
are still shy of it, and it's elevated.
So anything beyond the 20 feet will. I mean, you can still throw it if it's within 60, but you'll be taking a disadvantage.
All right.
Now you can move your speed up, I believe, before you throw. Right? Is that correct? Somebody. So you could move up, and I believe it's to your speed, which is 25. You guys can talk. You don't have to necessarily type. You know, you guys can even talk in character if you'd like. At this point, the orc. Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying goblin. The orc is alerted.
Yeah, we should turn around.
Yeah, because the orc is at a fair distance away and is a terrible shot. We can make a way.
Did the orc see us? Has he given any indication that he's seen us?
Oh,
Yeah, he shot an arrow
yeah,
in the
he
head.
shot
Yeah,
a
he shot an
bastion
arrow.
and missed.
Right. Okay.
In combat, we can only move our speed.
Yeah. So go back to where you guys were. You guys gotta retreat to. We're gonna say a minimum distance of. We're gonna say over here. See where that line is. Before I'll let you guys get necessarily out of combat. The orc so far doesn't seem like he's wanting to chase based on the fact that he has a perch. And the thing is, though, is he is yelling and making a ruckus.
Well, also you can take a dash action, which I think hits you.
Yeah.
They double normal
Yeah.
speeds.
Bastion, back up, good sir.
I can move there. I'm going to not dash though.
Perfect. Well, you guys are out of initiative, though. So, choice 1 had a goblin or an orc. Choice 2 is up to you. And
What?
Dookie is
What
moving.
has choice 2?
Dookie is making a choice for you guys. It seems. Are you all going that way?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So as you guys are moving down there, a rumble is felt throughout the cavern, and all behind you seems to go up in a bunch of smoke. And you just hear the crashing of rocks and this dust and dirt just piling in from behind you. But you can still hear the orcs, and in fact they're slightly closer now than they were before. But as you guys are moving down this tunnel, yeah, Dookie gets to that point, and another rumble is felt closer and not quite as pronounced. And all of a sudden, a pile of rocks comes stumbling down, slightly blocking your way, but not enough to necessarily stop you from continuing on. However, there is an orc at the top, and he's going to take a surprise attack. He's going to aim at Dookie, rolling a 1d20. What's your AC, Dookie?
18.
18. So he shoots, and it misses you. It seems like these orcs don't know how to fire an arrow at all. And I need you to roll initiative now. Bastion is a lot better this time. Now the situation is again, this orc seems to be on a ledge up above, and it's up to you guys how you proceed from here after initiative is done. Augustus will be going first by looks of it, unless Jorah. Did he go AFK again?
Sorry.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
I'm role playing the short term memory loss of being a drunkard.
Well, it seems that's played into your favor right now. Then it's Bastion. Sorry, I'm just making notes for myself. Nala and Vonnegut. And then the orc is going to. Oops. Orc is going to go before Vonnegut again. Okay. Jorah, what do you want to do? You seem to be hidden behind a wall after the orc shot his arrow at Dookie. You heard it skit off of the wall. What do you want to do?
So, can I not? I guess I'm too close to the wall. Too close to the wall to see him, or
You can step over. You'll probably, I'll say about there, yeah, that minimum, and that'll give you a line of sight.
okay. Yeah. Let me try throwing my dagger at him.
Go for it. So it's a 1d20 first.
Don't forget your dexterity bonus and your proficiency.
Yeah.
So what do I do for that?
What's your dexterity modifier?
I have 1.
Okay, so
I
it's
think-
1, and then add 2 for your proficiency. So that'd be
12.
12.
Which is shy of the AC of the orc.
If
So
your strength is higher, you can use that because D&D 5e is weird, in which every melee weapon and a thrown weapon is technically melee
Yep.
uses strength, except for finesse, in which case you can choose to use dexterity. It's so weird.
Yeah, that's right.
So
That's right.
it's up to you. Which one do you want to use?
Is your strength modifier any higher than your dexterity?
No, strength's at 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you throw your dagger, and as the dagger, it looks like it's about to hit, the orc dodges quickly out of the way, and it clatters in behind him. Next, yeah, that should be all you moved. You shot.
So
Do you have a
in my
bonus
equipment,
action?
I had 2 daggers, so now I'm down 1.
Yes. Yep, you're down
Okay.
one. You got a bonus action or bonus thing you want to do at all? Because I believe everyone has a bonus action part of their class. I'm pretty sure.
Yep. You get a action, a bonus action, and movement.
But the bonus
Like a
action has
reaction.
to be actually something, right? It can't just be any action.
Yeah,
for
you
it.
can't just do anything for a bonus action. You have to have something that says you can do something for a bonus action.
So do you have a bonus action at all?
I don't think I do.
Okay.
Or,
Check your back. I think either your background or your class has one, if there is one.
It would be your class. You also have a little bit of movement left since all you did was jut out from the wall.
What is the movement exactly? The rules, because I didn't see anything.
So
else,
each turn, your base movement speed is whatever your race says, and your class can modify that. Like monks get ridiculous movement speed eventually. As
Right.
much of your movement as you want per turn. It doesn't matter if it comes before or after an action or split up between actions.
But
Like
so you
move,
would
action,
move.
back.
You could move the
But
whole.
you can
If you had
only
25,
move up to your maximum.
yeah, if you had 25, you'd be able to move 25 in total.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Perfect.
And then you can take an action to dash, which doubles your movement.
Mhm.
And then some classes let you use a bonus action to dash or
Yeah.
do different things. So
Ooh.
So technically, he could still move 20 feet then. His move
Yeah.
is 25, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yep. And yeah, they have changed it from previous edition because the previous editions it used to be you have to move all at once and you have to attack all at once. Now it's you can move a little bit and attack and then move up the rest. You can
Yep.
attack then move then attack, whole thing.
That I got.
Yeah.
But the other thing I was looking for.
Yeah,
so-
fifth edition is
I
very
can't wait till
fluid.
I get my second attack.
So, what do you want to do? You want to move up? Do you want to stay there?
How high is the cliff or ledge?
The cliff is about, we'll say, 15 feet up. And it's like a cliff. You'd have a hard time getting up there.
I'm gonna give it a shot and try and climb up the ledge.
Okay. Or, do you have any gear that would help you?
I thought I had rope, but I guess not.
Because, like, for you to do this, you're going to be required to have at least a grappling hook.
Yeah, okay, forget it. I just want my dagger back. But I guess there's not much I can really do.
buy you a new dagger.
It's fine. I'll sell you one later.
So the orc is chucking insults at you guys right now, as you guys seem to be just chilling out. And Jorah moves back. Okay, moving on then. Yes?
Yes.
Perfect. August, you're up.
Alright. I am going to do the hide action. And I'm going to be moving at half speed while I do it. So I believe that gets you advantage.
Yep.
Oh, I don't exactly know how to do that yet, but well, work.
Oh, wow. You're gonna succeed very, very, very well. In fact, you're just a shadow in the eyes of the orc.
So that is me.
That's it?
I mean, that's it. That's all I can do. Hiding is an
Perfect.
action.
Yep,
Movement half speed. So yeah.
perfect. Alrighty. Bastion.
I am going to hop over this little rock wall.
Okay, well, if you're gonna do that, you are going to do an acrobatics check for me. Because it's still gonna be a little bit of a hop. And it's not exactly level and or it's just a single line. Okay, yeah, you just run over there, you jump over, you put one hand on the biggest rock to help you fly over really quickly, and you get on the other side of this rock avalanche of sorts that has happened.
Okay, and then I'm going to get up against this with the last of my movement, and then I'm right up against that cliff wall, and I will attempt to hide.
Perfect. All right, so
Shit.
you
I'm
jumped.
still holding the torch, so that hide probably didn't work very well.
You jumped over and you're hidden from him. He's not really focused on you though either, so he kind of just ignored you jumping over and is focused on Dookie still. So that's your turn. Dookie, Nala, you're up. Well, your mother is an ogre! Ha 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 ha!
Yeah, so? The biggest boulder that's right to my right there, how big is it?
It's sizable. I mean, all of them are ranged from small to fairly large ones, to the point where you'd have to
I
hop
use
over.
it as a stepping stone to get up?
No, it would only bring you up, like, we'll say, max 5 feet. You'd still have to try and climb the rest of that 10 feet. And it's like straight 10 feet. There's no real handholds or anything.
Couldn't try and jump.
You could. The jumping. Oh gosh, you're gonna make me look through the player handbook for this. For the jumping rules again.
Sorry.
Where is it?
Because I do have 50-foot of rope on me, but I just don't know if that will do me any good because I technically don't have gravel.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is you don't just have to throw it up there. You also gotta make sure it stays up there, right? So where is that? There was something about if you do a running jump.
Yeah, if you go to the information bar and just type in jump, and then it'll take you to rules, movement, jumping.
What page is that?
No, in the little information bar on Roll20. Just type in jump, and it'll show you the rules for jumping.
Because I was going, your strength athletics check covers difficult station, counter jumping or swimming. You attempt to climb or sheer a slippery cliff, avoid hazards, blah blah blah. Yeah, where is that part? Because I read this just today, actually. Okay, sorry. So I go over here to the information thing and go jump, right? We're jumping.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're probably going to want to make a high one. So when you make a high jump, you leap in the air a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier. If you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. If you're making a standing high jump, you can only jump half that distance. So, what is your strength modifier?
Five.
So, you'd only be able to do...
Or would that be including my proficiency bonus, which makes it 7? Or am I got that wrong?
Your what?
That's if you're doing an athletics check.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's just 5 then.
So, it would be 5 total. Which means you still wouldn't make it up there. What's your athletics? What would your athletics check make or be?
What an athletics check would be?
Yeah, like what is the number on there? Actually,
It's
check.
7. I have
So
a
you'd
plus
still
7
be
on
shy.
athletics.
You wouldn't be able to get the whole height.
I'd be able to get most of it and then just like pull myself up.
Well, you'd be 3 feet short, and it's probably going to allow the orc an easier time to shoot you since you're right there in front of him. It's your choice. If you want to try it, go for it. I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah, I'll do the 10-foot grand jump, and then I'll do the athletics checker to climb the last 3 feet.
Perfect. So you are going to give me that athletics check, and we're going to see how it turned out. So you hop up on the first big rock that's closest to the cliff, and you make that jump, just digging your hands into what could be the closest or looking handholds in that cliff, but you're just shy of the top of it, and the orc is pretty much standing right there. And I'm going to say you can't do anything else because you're hanging on for dear life now on a cliff face.
Okay.
Okay, so now it is going to be the Orcs' turn. And I just gotta check something again with this. I believe. We're gonna give this guy. Where's that thing again? I had it written down, but I just gotta make sure. Okay. So, he's gonna do his roll. And wow. Even though you're pretty much right in front of him, something for some reason distracts him really, really, really quickly. Well, actually, you know what? So
It's the shadow.
a bunch of bats all of a sudden come out of nowhere, get in front of his face, and he jerks really up really quickly and shoots, and it goes right over your head. So, and he's now going to, after that, disappear. Poof. He just runs back and it's gone. And you guys are now going to be out of combat.
Alright. I jumped down.
Now, what you guys don't realize is that those yells of orcs are very pronounced now, as if they are starting to come into the tunnels you guys just inhabited. Do you want to proceed?
We're running.
You're running,
Oh, yes.
and
We're
you
going.
see light up ahead.
Are
Let
we
there be
blinded by the
light.
light?
What?
Are we blinded by the light?
I'm gonna say
by the light.
probably. It's for the first few seconds, but you guys pop outside, and you see
Alright.
what looks to be a mountainous, hilly, foresty area. You can definitely tell you're in the north somewhere. And somebody do a navigation check for me. First person to do it.
What would a navigation check be?
Survival.
Yeah, survival.
Probably.
Sorry. Survival. So, Bastion looks around and has a clear idea pretty much of where you guys are. And that is, you guys are in the north. In the northern part, the spine of the world. And that's about it right now. What he can hear, though, with that is he can hear the rustling of waters somewhere to the what he can perceive to be as east due to his keen sense of survival. Where do you guys want to go? There's a path that leads south, and there are open areas between the trees heading towards the east.
First off, I'd like to introduce myself to all you guys. My name is Nala.
We're not out of the woods yet. Let's keep moving.
Okay.
So Dookie gets kind of shut down there.
I never said I was a bright cookie.
I'm going to give you an inspiration point, by the way, Dookie, for playing into your character quite well. So in your character sheet, just put a 1 in inspiration for me. You can only have 1. So
It's a toggle thing whenever you click on it.
so Bastion is going to be going to bed by the looks of it.
No, my girlfriend is.
Oh, never mind.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna just be here.
Okay, so you're just gonna type. Okay, so Vonnegut, sorry, has decided to press on and head down the path to the south, revealing this much of it right now. And as he continues on, he sees that the path now turns and that there is a tree felled in front of another part of the path But you guys can move on this way.
Can I use my battle axe to chop it?
It
Do we
is
even need to chop it? Can't we just go over it?
no. It's not just like a tree. There's also a whole whack load of brush behind. It says if a tree fell on top of a bunch of other bushes and stuff like that, to the point where you wouldn't easily be able to get through it. So as you continue, you see a felled log over a puddle, and you're just gonna keep going. You'll see some mountainous areas and stuff like that. And you're going to see Zariva. There's really nothing else anywhere else. You guys are kind of in a valley-ish area with the river pretty much the only thing that seems to be any kind of way down. The path's over more to the east and on the mountainside, and the river is going from northward to south. We'll say southeastward, or no, actually, yeah, southeastward. Yeah. Would you like to follow the river, or do you want to keep trying to explore what's left of this place? By now, you'll have heard very faint mutters of orcs behind you.
Should probably continue south, follow the river. Can't let those orcs get on us.
So Jorah mentions that as he's swigging back a bunch of wine, I'm going to guess, or some kind of ale. So are you guys going to continue south? Is that the plan?
Sounds like the plan.
Okay, well, then I'm just going to do this. And you guys will have an idea that you guys are just going to move off of this area. This was just to set up the scene. Alrighty. So, now we go here. You guys should see a bunch of different icons. I'm going to give you the choice to use an icon by default whenever you're in combat or on the map, if you would like. There are a bunch of banners on the right side. You as a group have to pick a banner to choose, and that is what's going to show up on the map as you guys are moving about.
Do I actually pick them? Like, click on it and something?
No, you're just going to tell me. So at this point, pretty much where you guys are at, you guys have decided to go as far south as possible, but you guys feel like you're not being followed so much anymore, and you decide to take a rest. This is a chance for you guys to introduce yourselves, pick this banner, get anything out of the way in that sense that you need to, any kind of minor things before we continue on. So this is a good chance for you guys to roleplay your characters and just get to know each other a bit. So far there's mostly people liking either the top or the fifth one down. So yeah, pick the banner first. So if you like the top banner, hit 1. If you like the fifth one down, hit 5. We'll go off those two, because that seems to be the most popular ones. 1, 1, 1. Okay. 5, 5. We're gonna say the top one wins. Cool. So back to the map where you guys are now is I'm going to drag that thing in here. Whoop, too big. Set dimensions. Oop. So you guys are gonna have to zoom in quite a bit to see it, mind you. But you guys seem to have popped up pretty much right. Hold on. Right there. Right below the Kingdom of Many Arrows thing. So to set up some backstory too, in our story, the Kingdom of Many Arrows is broken apart. The orcs are scattered in many tribes. Obold Many Arrows is pretty much gone, dead, and we now know that there's somebody vying to try and reunite them. Well, we have no true idea behind how successful he's going to be or anything like that. But yeah, you guys time to RP. What do you want to do? What do you guys want to talk to each other about? I'd prefer if you guys use voice, if at all possible, to keep it interesting. Yeah, type if you have to, though.
Greetings, fellow travelers. I'm Nala.
Good to meet you, Nala. I'm Jorah. It's definitely too cold to stay here. We must move south.
Well, you guys have made a small fire at this point to keep yourselves warm as you guys are trying to regroup a bit and essentially get to know each other, since you are being forced to work together at this point.
August will
Subtle,
go ahead.
Geeno.
Yeah. Subtle. Will stand. He will lightly bow to both that introduce themselves, both Jorah and Nala, and say, "It is an honor and pleasure to meet you, my friends. My name is August Tyson of the Eastern Sky Merchant Trading Guild."
Well met.
I do please ask your forgiveness and not to be afraid of my outward appearance. I am a dragonborn, and this is the way we look. So please do not be afraid. I mean you no harm.
That halfling might disagree.
Yes, I do apologize for accidentally sending him on fire.
So, does anyone have any idea why these orcs kidnapped us?
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but to me it would seem simple. The Eastern Sky Merchant Guild is known for its vast array of different exotic and rare trinkets. I'm sure they heard about it and probably wanted to steal mine. But luckily, it seems my entire inventory is still intact.
You travel pretty light for a merchant.
Oh well, I did just recently offload a good majority of my stock.
And yet you still have most of your money.
Luckily, indeed.
Yeah. Seem to be a rather poor merchant then, coming away with so little.
It's simply selling what I can.
But you
In a little.
belong to a guild.
That's correct.
Quite.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Bastion. Indeed, perhaps we can procure some flowers or other nice gift for them. It's always rough to lose a family member.
I see, travelers. Have any of you others have served in the military before?
And what sort of question is that?
Oh, I'm just curious. Used to be a military personnel myself.
I did serve aboard of a ship, but we were a merchant marine. We moved cargo and passengers.
And what of you, Master Dwarf? Seem awfully secretive. What is your name?
Oh, no secrets to me. But, I mean, we've all just met, and I don't know how far I can trust any of you yet. No offense, but my business is my own, at least until we get to the first city.
Ah, loosen up, dwarf. Have some ale. I'm passing my wineskin.
What's in it?
It's wine.
You said like elven wine?
I'm not sure what kind of wine. It's
Well, I'll take a swig and go, blah. What is this, grape juice? I'll pass you back your wineskin.
Thanks.
Tell you what, once we get to the first city, I'll treat you to some dwarven ale. Now that will put some hair on your chest.
Dude, no thanks.
As a halfling, I doubt that I'll ever have hair on my chest.
We shall see about that.
I don't think the hair will grow over top of my scales. I apologize as well.
I heard dwarves can make a fine brew if you can get your hands on it.
So, or should we be on alert for orcs still coming after us?
I mean, you guys, we're gonna say at this point traveled about a day south, so you got quite some distance between you and them. They can't be 100% sure if you went south, and they're probably not willing to go out and chase you at this point. Just probably because they need to make some preparations on their own, and they don't want to risk anything just yet. So it's safe to say at this point you guys are safe.
Well, does anyone here have any idea where the closest town is?
You said we're in the Kingdom of Many Arrows?
Well, you guys aren't 100% sure. You just know you're in the north, right? Based on
Can I see a forest or anything in the distance?
you guys can see pretty much from where you are. You guys are high up enough still that you do see forest way, way off to the east and more mountains to the southish, but they're way, way, way off there.
Well, if that's the Coldwood over there, if we head south, we're bound to hit some kind of dwarven town.
Well, there's no use going north.
Not unless you feel like climbing over mountains.
I And once this wineskin runs out, I'm gonna turn very ugly.
Yes, I like where that one's going.
What?
Oh, just the way he's talking about the wine and stuff is reminding me of a movie.
Yeah, it's going to give him an inspiration point as well. So, Jorg, give yourself an inspiration point.
Nice. Click the wrong thing there. Do I just click on inspiration?
Yeah, and it should allow you to put one in.
Yeah, it gives me like a little dragon icon. I guess I use that at some point.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so you have to use it prior to a check, or you can give it to somebody else prior to their check, and it gives them advantage, right? So when you do a roll, it'll pick the highest roll at that point.
Neat.
So, you guys want to keep camp? Do you want to rest up a bit? Do you want to move forward? Do you want to try and sleep? What do you want to do?
I think we should move forward.
Yeah, I'm rested enough from sleeping in that cell.
Well, I might not be as hardy as you adventurers, but yes, if for survival's sake, I should be able to press on. Plus, if there's a warm bed waiting for me, well, I think that's motivation enough.
Okay, give me a sec. I just gotta find a thing. Where did it go? It's not there.
So does that mean we get 50 XP?
What?
Does that mean we get 50 XP?
So you guys are going to, you're gonna give yourselves. You successfully completed.
We didn't get the secondary quest.
You did because the secondary quest was for the first part, not the second part. The second part, I was forcing you guys into situations, so you did get
Okay.
it. So you got a total of 75 experience right now.
We just put that at the top of our character sheet.
Actually, you're gonna make that a full 100. I'm gonna change the 1 to 50.
Well, before we go any further, I do want to take a perception. I want to look at my fellows who I've been strapped with. I want to see what do they look like? Are they wearing anything that's identifying? Like, do they have anything, a holy symbol or anything like that might identify their past or backgrounds?
Sure, go for it. Who's wiggly eyebrows?
Perception, go.
Sure. So, you notice that you are in a party of one more human, a halfling, a dwarf, and a dragonborn. The dragonborn has the insignia of a military rank to match his story of being in the military. Or, sorry, her story of being in the military.
Thank you.
The Bastion, as you've come to know him as, seems to have a slight air of what could be perceived as nobility or gentry, and his clothing is much richer than the rest of you in that kind of sense as well. He is well kept, and he has a beard as far as I know as well, but it seems to be fairly kept even in the situation you were brought into. Jorah.
So noble it shines through the dirt.
What?
He's so noble it shines through the dirt.
He's not that noble, but you get a sense that he
Okay.
is got that air about him. Jorah is got the temperament based on his drinking habits of a sailor, and he's mentioned something about that prior to. So you can basically gather that he is a bard for all you know, and you do see that he has an instrument of some kind that Jorah is going to tell you what it is right now.
My bond?
No, your instrument. Don't you have an instrument? You should have an
Oh,
instrument.
instrument loot.
Yeah, so he has a lute that you can see.
I love lead.
Bastion or Dookie, do you have anything you want to add for yours before we go to Jack? I should be letting you guys describe this.
That's pretty straightforward.
Okay. Do you have any
No,
scars
I-
or anything like that?
That's what I forgot to get through. Yes, I do have a scar. I have a scar above my right eye. I took a very nasty sword cut there.
Okay. So then, Jack, describe yourself. Yours is a little trickier for me.
Yep. I have dark hair and dark eyes. And let's see. I'm wearing traveling clothes, so I don't have any specific markings, but I've currently taken out a scroll and I'm examining it very closely.
And by
Okay.
closely, he means like so close that if
Like
you said
reverently.
yeah, if you said his name, he wouldn't hear you the first time. But that's pretty much all you can gather right now.
Does anyone have a dwarf tossing?
What was that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought your dog was your scroll.
Watch it, Scales.
Definitely has the surliness of his race out of character, of course. But yeah, that's a mental note I take. Definitely has the surliness of his race.
Yep.
So, I mean, basically, no one too horribly suspicious.
So, what do you want to do? You want to continue on? You want to stop here?
I'm good for heading south.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Nice. Okay, so after
Jumping south.
some time, we'll say you guys took 3-ish hours to slowly get to know each other, rest up. And after the last few comments, there's just a little bit of awkwardness. So one of you decides to get up, say we should proceed, and goes on. And we'll say that person is Bastion. He gets up, says, let's continue on. And you guys decide to move on from here. What direction do you want to go? Towards the east at the forests, or to the south towards what seems to be open and mountainous at the same time?
I suggest we go south.
Okay. Also, at what pace are you guys doing this? At a fast pace, a normal pace, a slower pace?
Probably a quick pace. We got those orcs and all that.
Yeah, you could go north. You could go west as well. North and west are mountains and snow.
And not so much food and ale. I suggest we go south.
Okay. Yeah, you guys decide. I would say if you guys want to do a vote, do S for south, east for east.
If these guys are going north, I'm going south.
So we're all going south, I think. That was a joke. I was joking about north in certain danger.
I would prefer to avoid certain danger.
Alright, let's move out.
Alright, so as you guys pack up your stuff, you start heading southward. Are you going to follow the river that seems to be winding towards the south? Or are you going to press on, just moving south in through the hills?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna guess that basic survival training obvious enough that follow a river, it tends to lead you towards civilization because civilization is built next to rivers. Or would you like me to roll a survival check for that?
No, that would be something that's pretty common, I would say.
Okay.
Even for Dookie, being kind of
Smart ashes. Yes,
simple-minded
the river.
himself. Yeah.
The river.
Okay, so you guys proceed down the river, and you come to a certain point
Ah, hopefully
where
it's a fight.
you seem to be noticing some kind of building-looking areas to the east of the river.
Building-looking areas.
Like ruins or buildings?
Or like a construction site.
They definitely look like they are not in good repair. I'll have you guys. I'll have somebody do a perception check to get a better glimpse through the thicket and the trees.
It might be a good place to rest up the night as well.
So while you guys are deciding that, I just gotta set some things up myself here.
Though I doubt there's hope, it's also not a bad idea to see if there's anyone living.
Where is that last thing? I'll go with that. Okay, so perception. Jorah did who did it first? August did the first perception check. So August tries to look through, but all he sees is what looks to be buildings. One of them that he can see from this distance look like it's in ill repair. You can't really make out anything more from where you guys are currently. Would you like to press on following what seems to be a path up ahead? Or do you want to just try and push through the brush?
We can let Smokey check it out.
Alright, so Bastion pushes up further and gets a much better glimpse at the first building, which appears to be ruin. It is totally ruined. There's still some stuff left. As you guys continue on, you see more ruined buildings.
Do any of them still have their roofs intact?
One does. There is one that has its roof intact still. And there seems to be some kind of smoke emanating from it.
Can I have a look further south along the riverbank?
If you'd like to go for it alone, sure. As you move south towards the riverbank, you come to a fork in the river.
Alright. I head back.
Which one still has their roof intact?
The one where you cannot see inside them.
I wonder who lived here.
Well, somebody asked the hard question. Do a history check for me, whoever asked the question. See if you know. You have no idea. Just looks like another ruined town that was a result of past wars between orcs and others. This one seems to be just like any other kind of construction, non-orcish. So as you guys come up closer to that building, you hear what sounds like goblin speech. Does anybody know goblin at all?
Negative Ghost Rider.
Negative Ghost Rider.
But when I hear it, I will just out of instinct hide.
So you're hiding. Dookie, are you pushing into it?
How many voices did we hear?
You hear more than two, but you don't really know beyond that.
Yeah, what's Smokey say?
There are windows, but you would have to pretty much put the halfling on your shoulders to see through them. For some reason, these were built higher up.
Like how high? I stand like about 7 feet tall.
If you stood on your tippy toes, you'd definitely see through it.
Where's the smoke coming out of?
It's just coming from some of the holes in the roofs, or on the roof.
Oh yeah, I stand on my tippy toes and look in.
And I
So,
climb on his shoulders.
peering in. Okay, you're gonna have to do an acrobatics check for me if you're gonna climb on his shoulders.
I'm gonna cast guidance on Bastion.
Okay, you cast guidance on Bastion. Dookie, do
Bastion, roll an extra 1d4.
Dookie, do a stealth check for me, actually. So you take Jorah on your shoulders, and you both kind of tippy toe up, and looking inside. The orcs don't really notice you, surprisingly, even though you guys.
Are they orcs or are they goblins?
They're goblins. These are definitely goblins in this case. These goblins seem to be sitting in amongst themselves. They have a fire going. My freaking thing is all messed up here. One. I'll just reveal it now. They are just sitting there eating whatever they have, some kind of meat from an animal of some sort, probably something that lives around the area, and they're just talking amongst each other.
Oh man, Smokey, you were just so bad at stealth.
So what was the stealth check for?
Hiding.
For hiding. So you're not very good at hiding. In fact, you were never good at hiding go seek as a child. You used to hide behind walls, but not necessarily hiding behind them. You would just look at the wall and mutter to yourself, "I am invisible. I am invisible. They can't see me if I can't see them."
I rolled a
Yes, you
lovely
begin your
nat
orc
1.
stealth.
What kind of weapons do they have?
By the looks of it, one has an axe. Two of them have axes. One seems to be more of a two-handed axe, and then two of them have spears.
Besides the meat that's that they're cooking, do they have any drinks?
They seem to have water skins on each one of them, but nothing alcoholic, if that's what you're wondering.
Damn it!
At least that you can tell from your vantage point.
There's no way of telling if it's alcohol in those water skins.
No, there's no way of actually telling without sniffing it.
We're gonna have to go in there, boys. We gotta know what's in those water skins.
I've got to know, man. You don't understand. I'm running low.
So, as you guys are talking, you see, or Dookie and Jorah see one of the orcs take from what seems to be, they got a loot bag with them. It
that's
seems
it.
to be a handful of coins, and then one of them takes out this strange looking symbol.
Oh, that's it. We're going. We want that. I want that gold.
He has a thing with a symbol.
Sorry?
Sorry, what? So you pull something out of the bag and it's a symbol?
Yeah, it seems to be like some kind of religious-y looking symbol of some sorts. Oh, you guys gotta decide what you're gonna do.
I think it's been decided for us.
Yeah, and Nala knocked on the door. I mean, we're fucked now.
Okay, I'm going to cast Bless on Bastion, Nala, and Jorah.
Bastion, Nulla, and Jordan. What does Bless do?
It'll give you an extra D4 on attack rolls.
Okay. So that
What's the
was-
duration?
You guys are gonna have to remember that. The duration is probably a minute, right?
Yep.
So it's good for one roll. So as Dookie knocks on.
No, it's going to be good for the entire combat.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I guess he's trying 6 seconds, so yeah. As Dookie knocks on the door, the goblins get up and seem to be in a defensive pose, but kind of startled and surprised. They just scream, basically. There's four
This-
walls. Just don't mind the drying. I just had to use what I had.
Okay, so this is like an actual house, right?
Yeah, the door is not like super thick or anything. It's pretty ratted down. This is the only building that seems to have survived whatever happened here. And it's not exactly the most Well, Dookie already knocked on the door, so they know somebody's outside.
Yeah, but they never answered, so
No, they're just...
Smokey's kicking in the door.
So you kick in the door, so do a strength check. You don't have to go real high, mind you. But
You
I
also
wanna
get
see.
the D4 on this strength check.
So you... Does he have to use it?
He just gets it.
Oh, he gets it. So it's... Yeah. So you smash that door. It goes flying into the one corner, just missing the one goblin. And they just freak out. It doesn't seem like these are very nasty goblins. They don't even seem that interested in fighting at the moment. So if you're gonna roar to intimidate, you're gonna have to do an intimidation check for me too.
Rawr.
So you roar and they
With
just...
the D4.
Yeah, they just say, "Wait, wait!"
Oh, so you speak common.
What one does? This one! As he points to the middle one. And the middle one just looks at him in just horror, hoping not
like,
to have to
"You
talk. What would you like?
We want your coin purse and that symbol.
But we just got these.
Yeah, no, we're gonna just get them. And please kindly vacate the house after you hand those over to us, please.
Who's doing something with noise?
Just curious about like the minor illusion cantrip that I have. If I made like a noise, like if I made like a lion's roar, and intended to intimidate, I guess I could do an intimidation.
Yeah, you do an intimidation thing.
But
Right.
there's other things I could do as well. It's about like what I I come up with in my imagination.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
You could have, right? But it's a little too late because these guys have stormed in and roared. And these goblins, though they're scared, or
Crapping themselves.
they don't want to obviously give up their gold. So at this point, what do I want to make you guys do? You can either fight him for it, or you can try and persuade them at this point. Because intimidation, though it worked in scaring the garbage out of them, they don't want to give up their spoils whatsoever.
Maybe make an example of one of them.
Who really was interested in that symbol?
Well, can I see the symbol now?
No, because they stashed it back in that bag of theirs. And the only people that have an idea of what it kind of looked like is Dookie and Jorah. So if they want to know, I can tell them. I just gotta go back in here, make sure I know which one I want to do again.
Bastion, look, we don't need to fight them. We don't need to kill them if
There's one I had in mind. Where'd it go?
No, that's still an intimidate. Forceful persuasion, aggressive negotiations. Still think.
If they run, they're gonna take their bags with them. That's the thing. So at this
Oh.
point, you're on a position where the intimidation isn't working in the sense of gold. They're ready to fight for their gold. I'm just giving you the option of if you want to try and persuade them to leave the gold at this point, or you can start fighting them because they are in defensive posture, guarding the gold with the back guy having the gold behind him. So
Really? After Bastion got a 22? Or a 21?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you got to remember they're cornered. They don't really have anywhere to go right now either. So it's either they're gonna fight for it or they're gonna get persuaded to leave. And right now they don't have, they're not comfortable enough in saying that you guys are just gonna let them go peacefully, right? Where did that one symbol go?
I'm just trying to figure out if we had the curiosity for the symbol.
Oh, I had one. I lost it.
And their weapons. We don't want them coming back in the night trying to kill us.
Who spoke of interest for the symbol?
Yeah, it was Jack that wants to know what the symbol was. So,
Well, I don't even know they had it. I was just wondering if they still had it out.
no, they don't. So unless Dookie or Jor want to mention it, then you have no idea. And I'm not gonna necessarily say right now.
They had a very interesting symbol.
So
They put it away.
the symbol they had was, it just looked like a scroll basically, but for some reason it looked more like a scroll of a religious kind than just any kind of random scroll, right?
Could be anything. Could be a scroll of their god, assuming that there's a small church in this town, which is not out of the ordinary. It could be something they took from the church. You know.
So, Dookie, did you describe it to me?
Yeah,
Yes.
Dookie just knows it to be a scroll of some sort, but not like just a scroll as in any kind of scroll, but something symbolic.
It looked to be like a symbolic scroll of some sorts. I asked the goblin, where did you get it?
Okay, so if you guys are going to beat them up, roll for initiative for me. If you are going to try and persuade them, somebody try and persuade them to leave their bag and let them go. Because again, they're cornered, so they are cornered and frightened. They're intimidated, so they're more than willing to talk, but they have no concept of you letting them go at this point because of how you've approached them. Okay, so you've been saying. Okay.
Yeah, Sebastian's been
Yeah,
kind
he
of
has
trying
been.
to persuade them.
Okay. So, they ask.
They're not dropping their bag. So either we fight them or we have to let them go.
Yeah, so you're just telling them the same thing, and they're just intimidated. Yeah, but they're like, they're kind of at a conflict at this point, right? So, if you're going to let them leave, then you got to essentially let them go through the door. So that means you guys got to move. But they're definitely not going to leave their weapons. In fact, the one guy, he basically says, we will go if you let us, but we won't leave our weapons. We need those to survive out here. Don't you know there are orcs out here, sirs?
How do we know you did not kill the orcs? Take that scroll and you're gold.
I don't know.
Been decided.
Okay, so roll it.
Let's do some spanky spanky.
Yeah, that's not a terrible idea. Side check. I wouldn't mind doing one either.
What? Insight?
You know, yeah. So they look like guys that would come to stab us in the night. Like, do they look like people who would? Yeah, I'm perfectly fine rolling that too.
Okay, well, Bastion just did prior to initiative. We'll say this is happening before initiative. In fact, I'll let both of you get the idea. So you and Bastion, upon looking at these guys, they seem more cowardly than anything. It seems like the only reason, from what you can gather, is that they've gotten any gold is because they picked really, really easy targets along the road where they outnumbered people. So they're not at all interested in even getting into a fight where they know they can't win.
Oh, well, in that case.
In fact, they're not dropping nothing. They've already stated that.
We'll drop the bag, I suppose, but you'll let us go?
Gingerbread, do ya? Yes.
So you'll have to let them go through the door. You can stay in the building if you'd like. Kind of go into the corners of the building, and then they will go. The one though is gonna try something really quickly.
I like the sounds of that. We're gonna try something. Oh, he's not eating the bag, is he?
Mm-hmm. So perfect. I'm glad you said that, Bastion. I was just about to check people. So as they're about to start leaving, you notice the guy at the back reaches into the bag as stealthily as he can and pulls out this scroll-looking object because that's the first thing he managed to grab. Leave what? Fine. And he kind of just tosses it to the ground. And they all just start parading out and heading off towards the southwest.
Bah, goblin filth. Now let's get this fire built up properly.
So you guys enter. The fire is still going. It's died down a bit, but you guys could easily put it back on. And
So, what is this scroll?
So the scroll is, if when you open it, it is essentially a kind of an account of somebody's writings in regards to a bunch of things they discovered about the area. It is addressed in a kind of faithful way towards, like in a prayer sense, towards a god called Ogma. That's what you can get from it.
What's that you got in your hand?
Hand the scroll over to Jack. I too dumb to understand this scroll.
Of course you are, lizard.
So basically, Jack, why don't you do a religion roll for me?
I know who Ogma is.
I know, but I want to see just how deep you understand this guy's what he's writing specifically. Oh yeah, so you have no problem understanding this guy is worshiping Ogma, thanking him for the knowledge that he has acquired over the region, as he stealthily surveyed the north and the history of the Kingdom of Many Arrows leading up to today, as time with the tribes being scattered pretty much and in disarray. It has on one of the parts a small map of the area, which gives you a much better idea of where you are, including to the south, the city of Mithril Hall.
Does it have a name for who wrote it?
The name doesn't seem to be anywhere on it. It doesn't seem like he was trying to reference it to himself at all. It was kind of just a sort of worship thing. It was supposed to be personal, basically, between him and Ogma.
Well, I'll say a quick prayer,
Alrighty.
because this most likely this did not come. He did not relinquish the scroll while he was still alive.
What do you mean by that, Bastion? Assign these map figures to each of us and add our names and stuff, please. Yeah, you guys got experience for the quests you did. I'm going to actually... There's other experience I haven't mentioned yet. Specifically in regards to all the lockpicking and stuff that you did with your magical item. And then this situation here.
So we'll figure it out in a bit, eh?
Yeah.
Cool.
So inside the bag, besides the scroll, you guys find like 2 gold pieces, 20 silver, and about 100 copper in there. So you guys can assign that to your group loot if you'd like. You also find a couple of daggers and a short sword.
Ooh, that short sword.
So should someone be typing it into the group loot?
Somebody can, yeah. You should all have the ability to do that.
Okay, I'll do it.
What did we find?
What? No, you're not buying anything. You're putting the thing
2
into
gold.
the group loot. Yeah.
2 gold and how many silver?
2 gold, 20 silver, and 100 copper. And you guys have completed your first quest.
Not a drop of blood on us. We're gonna win this non-lethal run hands down. Achievement's gonna be unlocked.
Ah, crap. I just deleted that. I didn't want it to. Oh well. So with the other experiences, so you had 100 in total from all the quests and everything that you did inside the cave. You're also going to get an additional 25 for the lockpicker's job in lockpicking, because that was not what I expected at all, so that was great, and I'm going to reward it. You also are going to get another 50 experience for this situation, handling it in a peaceful manner, and basically getting the silver and stuff like that.
So those 25 for the lockpicking, 50 for peaceful, and before that?
Sorry?
Was there something before the... I heard 25 for lockpicking,
And 50 for this thing you just went through.
Okay, cool.
No, does everyone get that, or is it just individual
No,
people
it's,
get certain
it's
things?
everybody. You should be at
Okay.
175 out of 300 right now.
That makes it easy, just tell me what it is. Thanks, Smokey.
So I still don't understand what you mean by assign our map figures, so our characters, and add names so we can see
He wants our tokens to have names underneath them so that we know who's who.
Give me a sec.
Probably in the resources.
I was trying to find that earlier, but I didn't get to see it. Whoa, what is the shuffle thing? Is that a card thing?
Yeah, I'm clicking buttons. Sorry.
Yeah,
No,
it
for a
doesn't,
deck of many things.
doesn't say in here anything about it. What do you mean on a person? No, that doesn't give me the same thing.
I can double click on my icon and like give it a name, but that goes away once we move to like a different map. And it doesn't actually show up on the map. I mean, I don't know what the name really does.
It might actually be out of the game entirely on a setting out there because there's nothing here that says. Even when I click on your characters, there's nothing about assigning names underneath.
Yeah, it's not like map tools where it's underneath it. I think you're just gonna rise.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing up. Then if you can see, or you've done it before. Because right clicking does nothing. If I go to edit, there's nothing about seeing names underneath. Avatar. It's controlled by, can't be edited by, player's journal. It's probably something I haven't set outside of the game. Oh, hey. Do you guys want to keep going or do you want to stop here?
But either way.
We're not going to
Yeah, I'm
get
good.
very much further. The next part will just set you up for the next session, basically.
I'm for taking an extended rest here, since we've been moving and haven't had much sleep for the last several days.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
That sounds like a plan.
Rest would be excellent at this point.
Okay, so you're going to do a full rest?
I'll do full rest.
Same.
There's people will need to go on watch. It's a 2-hour watch per person.
I'll take the last watch. I'm an early riser anyway, so it won't bother me.
So
I need to prepare spells in the morning, so I guess I'll do last watch as well.
So you two need to decide who's going second last and who's going last. Bastion is going to be first. Somebody needs to go second. Then one of you two third. And the
I'll
other
go
last.
second.
So Dookie will go second.
We could roll for initiative to figure this out.
No, it's just you just gotta organize it amongst yourselves. It's kind of like the same thing as moving in a party and in a situation. So we'll say Jack's gonna be last, and August will be the third one. So you guys enjoy a full rest. You want to stop it here and take you off from here after the rest, or do you want to like keep going? Just want to make sure.
Okay.
Pick it up here next week.
Good stopping point.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
So, put this on the map. And you guys will see that you guys will have moved. And especially now that you guys have a better idea of what's happening, you guys kind of moved to there at the fork in the river.
Nice.
So when we go again next week, we'll just pick up from there. You'll basically, I'll give you an idea right now that you'll have a choice to go east or south again, and then we'll go from there, right? So, does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any comments? I'm going to stop the recording here. So, just give me a sec. Alright, so that was our first D&D session. I appreciate you guys watching if you have watched. If you liked it, like, subscribe, comment, and possibly donate. I'll have links down below for all that kind of stuff. And this will help me to maybe get a better computer that can run the games that I play and even this a lot smoother. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So until then, thanks a lot, guys, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Alright, bye!